Now, one final matter. Members were back in our home states meeting with constituents last week. I had the opportunity to visit a remarkable business in my hometown of Louisville. Caldwell Tanks has been making large industrial and water storage tanks in Kentucky for over 100 years. It's no secret they do good business. But when I stopped by on Friday, they had some especially good news to share. In 2018, they invested $100,000 in upgrades to their fleet of cranes. Their 150 Kentucky employees, along with hundreds more in other states, are seeing estimated wage increases up to 10% or more. And Preload, Caldwell's sister company that makes pre-stressed concrete tanks, has invested $500,000 in new manufacturing equipment. The company's leadership states that all of these improvements, every one of them, are direct results of the historic Tax Reform Act this Republican Congress passed last year. Tax reform, along with all of our other pro-growth policies, has helped transform the overall business climate in our country. In the words of Bernie Feinman, Caldwell's CEO, the most important thing that it's done is to provide hope for the future. So while these developments alone are remarkable, the conditions that made them possible are not a fluke. Not in a state that's recently seen its unemployment rate drop to a 42-year low. Not in a country where the number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits is about as low as it's been in half a century. Tax reform and regulatory reform helped make this happen. They helped unleash free enterprise and give Caldwell's customers the confidence to fill up the warehouse's backlogs and drive up 2018 sales by 14% so far. Caldwell is just one case study in what's become a national phenomenon. Nationwide, consumers are experiencing renewed confidence. Retail sales are up 6.4% from July of last year. According to one industry survey, a majority of U.S. manufacturers say this favorable policy climate has them more likely to raise wages for their workers. Bustling warehouses and rising wages weren't exactly what our Democratic colleagues predicted when they rallied against tax reform last year or voted in lockstep to oppose its passage. But one would hope that hindsight is helping our Democratic colleagues see how tax reform and regulatory relief were exactly what the doctor ordered, how they have contributed to a healthy economy that is paying dividends for American workers and middle-class families.